Hey, and welcome to the show. This show is brought to you by Patreon members like you.
Thank you for being a Patreon member.
As a Patreon member, you get a video of the podcast that we put out twice a month.
Now, on with the show.
Wow. I know, I forgot all about it. Wow. Well, it's sitting on the table. I don't know. Yeah.
I feel like
girls,
actually a roller, you know.
The girls want they want the same shirt, but they want it purple and white.
Oh, purple and white?
Yeah.
I like purple and black.
Well, the black you can't see on the purple.
What are you talking about?
It doesn't. The blacks that they do don't print that well. They print like, I don't know. I don't like the black.
I like the black.
It would have to be like a gray or something like that, so that they print white underneath it.
I like the red and black, yellow, black.
No, I get the color combinations, but it just
Purple,
doesn't.
black.
It just doesn't. When you print the shirt, though, it just doesn't. It's too dark on dark. You can't really see it, so it's almost like it's not even there. What's up, George?
What's up, George? Let me see who is in there. We have 13 people already. Eric Russell, how you doing? Hey,
it's
Eric.
Scott. What's up from Michigan? Locked down.
Oh man.
Locked down in Michigan.
Not here.
As if it, yeah, I know, right?
What's up, Octavio?
Everyone's crazy in Florida. Let's try not to talk about how dumb people are. And then McNulty was like, and a Florida, well, that's where they come up with the Florida man. All the news. Today, a Florida man. Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
Florida man.
Yeah.
What's running?
What's up from Mexico?
What's up, Puebla?
Hey, Eric Russell's in the house.
That's right.
Yeah, he was working from home today. Had his little doggy sitting there.
Yes, I saw it. That's pretty cool,
cute.
man. That's pretty cool.
Hey, you know what? I need a prime amp. Just saying, need a prime amp. We never got that one, and need a prime amp so we can do an unboxing review.
Yes. Now is the time.
Now is the time. Now is the time to get these unboxing reviews in.
What's up, David?
Need any TP? What's up, Robin? Happy birthday. He turned younger than I am. I felt really bad.
I don't need TP.
Who doesn't need TP? Really? I need my wipes.
Really?
I thought for sure those would never go away.
I'm going to.
Officially closed all companies here in Quebec. I know. I just got off the phone with Mark from iData, and he was talking about how they closed up shop there. So that sucks. Ricky May.
What's up?
What's up? What's up, fellas? What's up? You know, guys are sitting too close, right? I think we talked about this on Saturday. We were talking about social distancing.
Yeah, I mean.
And
what's up, Tom Miller?
Is Tom? Hey, Tom. What's going on? Okay. I don't even know how we could be socially distant. You know?
No.
I mean,
it's hard.
The camera's compressing us. We're actually 6 feet apart right now.
We actually, yeah. Watch.
Michigan tonight at midnight. Oh,
right there. 6 feet.
Bill should have that prime amp we showed. I'll check one. Oh, he's got it. He just ain't made it over here, and it probably won't get over here anytime soon.
Probably until 2 months.
No, it's all good. It's
fine.
I mean, if you want to send me one, I'll send it back. I can borrow it. You know, I'm good with that.
Tonight, midnight.
Yeah.
Oof.
Well, no. Okay. So somebody was telling me in Michigan
What's up, Louis?
They're going to spray. I don't know if this was real. They sent me like
somebody sent like from the air. No, I don't believe that.
Just drop bleach on everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, what are they talking about?
All right, let's go, Michael
Cardio,
Jackson.
there is no social distancing.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. So Fernando.
We're trying to.
Fernando has his cool drink today. He has a koozie. I tell you what, it's like the show tonight. It's ridiculous.
It's been crazy.
Everyone's here.
Yeah.
Hey from Canada.
Well, everybody's here because they can.
Because they got nothing else to go.
What's up, Felix?
Todd. City.
Andrew.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So that's pretty nice. How was your weekend? What'd you do?
My day off.
Yeah, your day off.
Stay home.
Stay home.
I went from the bathroom to the living room, and then I traveled to the bathroom. That was pretty cool. Yeah.
What the heck are you breaking up? Like buffering? Is it buffering on your phone?
No,
we get a readout in front of us that says what's happening, and sometimes it says things that makes my heart go flutter, and it just said one of them, and that's why I was like, what's going on?
Hey,
it's Bill Freeman. Hey, we need that prime amp, buddy.
Dog prime.
Just saying, we might have some time to get that review done. I mean, you could just fly by and like toss it out the window. You don't actually have to come in the store.
Jeff Smith.
Just talk to Jeffy on the phone.
That's right.
Yep. So they're practicing social distancing there at AMP.
Everybody.
Yeah, I just talked to Artie. He's apparently going to be working from home too, because there was only like 4 guys in the office, and I'm like, why are you even there? Cheers all, I'm still open, but getting lots of customers canceling because of the scare. Yeah, we've had a couple too.
Yeah.
Right now, as far as the store goes, Paul's getting a lot of tax returns. So he's
a lot of people, they're just buying over the counter. Yep.
Apparently, you got to have loud tweeters right now. I need my loudspeakers, and I need them right now.
Well,
so
yeah.
That's
I don't want to hear what's outside, so I want to turn my...
All right. Any recommendations for running new wires into rear doors? Ooh, this is going to be a Toyota question. Roll it down. Roll it down.
Okay, so
I'm trying to...
said, yeah, it's buffering.
What did it say about Sajeki? I will have Sajeki bring it by. Okay.
He's going to throw it in the window.
Yeah, it's right buffering bad tonight. So, did we... Yeah, unplug that.
Everything is.
I don't... Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let's turn this off.
Hey, Jose.
Let's turn this off.
Yeah, because you have...
Yeah, let's do this, and let me do this.
That's why.
I'm going to turn off that Wi-Fi, because we don't need to have that on. All right, hold on. There's like Wi-Fi everywhere on, so I'm going to shut this Wi-Fi off.
You get a Wi-Fi, you get a Wi-Fi.
Yeah, so...
Everybody's a Wi-Fi.
Let's just, we'll just shut all that down and make sure...
I'm in the warehouse alone. # install distance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we shut down everything that's possibly connected to Wi-Fi, and hopefully that will fix our interlocks are keeping us busy. I know, right?
Yeah.
All right, so let me go back to see if I can find what was
the question?
Marty, any recommendations on snow shoveling? Dude, did you see that? He posted. It's like they got snow. And it was funny, Marty, that you posted that, because another friend of mine that lives up in Maine got snow, and I'm like, holy crap.
All right, so any recommendations of running new wires to rear doors on a Tundra? They have a harness.
All right, so you're always going to run into...
What's up, Mel?
Mel, you suck.
Why do you have to go there, Mel? Seriously?
So the problem... Hey, Sean, the problem that always happens when you have a Molex plug is you really don't have a lot of choice. The choice is drill through the Molex plug, which in my mind is a terrible choice on a newer car, or just connecting as close to that Molex plug as you can. So typically what we'll do is we'll run our wires up to the B pillar where where it goes in as far up as possible, and we'll connect there our new wiring. And then the small piece that goes through the door, you're talking maybe 18 inches, 2 feet tops. It's really not going to make that much of a difference. It's the rest of it, just getting as close to that connection point as possible. We'll do that in the front kick panels for the front doors. We'll do that in the B-pillar for the rears. And that's as good as we're going to get on that without really doing some damage to the vehicle. A lot of the times, too, now, is that there are open ports, but trying to figure out what plugs are, like what pins you need, and that's where you would drill the hole.
Yeah.
So that's up to you, but those are really the best things that we can come up with. Is there any biamp components that the tweeter mounts like a coaxial? Yeah, actually, there are some. The one that pops in my head right away are the Kicker KS Red series. Those is a KS, right?
Yes.
Those all mount that way. So when you buy the 6.5 components, you have to make sure you get the right ones. The 6.5 components will also be coaxials and components. Now, if there's anyone else out there that can think of them, because Rockford used to have them, they don't have them anymore. Theirs was cool because theirs was in the punch line, and it came with 2 tweeters. So you could do 2 tweeters up here, a tweeter, and a tweeter, or 2 tweeters. So it was really neat. But I'm sure there's some other ones if you guys can think of some. There you go. And now, as far as like a coaxial speaker that has an outboard crossover, there's a couple like that. Like all of them, the Morel Virtus are like that, where the Integras, the Integra line, it comes with an outboard crossover. I'm trying to think of another one off the top of my head. There was another one that we just did where they had an outboard crossover for the component set. What was it? I can't think of it. So anyways, if I can think of it, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. When did Pioneer get rid of the Pico fuse in their decks and switch to a chipset? Was it when the PRS-80 was released? No, they've had it in there for a long time. I don't know if they've actually got rid of it. If they did, it would have been on the last board rev when they came out with the current model radios. So that would have been like 2 years ago. But the PRS-80's been kind of for the past.
All right.
That's like 5 or 6 years
Somebody say,
old.
what is in UCAS, it says?
It says JC Audio.
It's in. It's actually in Jackson, Tennessee.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep. Jackson, Tennessee.
Yep.
Mr. Jeff Cantrell.
Yeah.
Great guy. If you guys up in Tennessee,
yep. Yeah,
check him out.
Tennessee.
How did the flax sound on the PDX-V9?
That was awesome.
It was good. Oh, there goes my water.
Just drop it.
So a couple things too, Marty Dean. We have current Smithsonian leader Brian Mitchell. So far as Mike dropped with some Stone Age audio. I would not be surprised with that. Yesterday, Marty put up a post, because he's trapped, like everyone else. Put up your old school pictures. That's what I brought in that thing today to do the unboxing. Was for that.
That's crazy.
So, yeah,
it's a lot of old school.
Hey, Anthony, Derek Anderson, what's going on, man? When are we gonna do the RAM? So I gotta say, when are we gonna do the RAM? Keep calm and zip tie on.
Oh, I like it.
Okay.
Keep it calm and zip tie.
Okay, I could work on that.
Hey guys,
I believe the Pico was still in the DMH8. I didn't know they took it out. I honestly didn't think they took it out. Hey guys, I was going to install 2 USB ports in my Tacoma in the blank plates under the AC controls. How would you wire it? Depends what you want it to be. So, like Metro makes, which we don't have over here.
We don't have it.
But Metro makes a drop-in for the Toyotas that'll go right there. If you have a radio that has dual USB, obviously that would be ideal. If you have a radio that just has one USB and a second USB, you could do just for charging, which they do make a USB charger that you can attach to the backside of that.
Yep.
But as far as like doing a split between, like I have a radio with one USB and I want it to go to 2, that's not going to work because the radios don't support dual USB on one USB line.
All right.
What do we think of the Tramp Paris amplifier? We've done like one and it worked, so that's as far as we got.
Nothing.
Adding an LC7i to my TSX, had to cut harness, so I'm running components up front and have rear 6x9s. The back door speakers are 6.5 and same rear channel. Should I delete rear doors and leave 6x9s in rear deck? So I would delete the 6x9s and leave the rear doors in place. If that were me, if that's the question. I like front door, rear door, nothing in the trunk. I'd like a blow through so that whatever I put in my trunk for a subwoofer has a place to come through. That's how I would do that if it were me. That's how we're going to do in Gabby's car. Because eventually when we get to build the ground zero system in that, her Nissan Altima has front speakers, rear speakers right now, but there's a provision for a 6.5 in the rear door. So we're going to go rear door, front door, leave those out so that we can take our Frostbite box with our 1 ground 012 and have it play up through the holes. We're not going to port it up or anything like that, but good Lord, stop using it. So, Greg's comment there brings me to one of the comments we got on Saturday's video. It never fails when someone asks about fusing, like distribution block or fusing on an amplifier, any of that fun stuff. Okay. It never fails. There's always somebody that is going to type a book on how it should be done. Okay. And my answer is always the simplest thing. Do that, okay? Whatever works for you, go ahead and do that. I mean, it's all good. I get it. Knock yourselves out. What we had suggested works perfectly fine. Yeah. But I mean, I just sit there and read it. I'm like, who does? I mean, if you're typing a book as a comment, dude, no one is going to read that. Get to your point in 3 sentences and move on. I mean, that's all I gotta say.
Well, if you have a good explanation, hey, Anthony, I mean, yeah, why not?
Anthony's Car Stereo Life. Ever had a AP GM61 work with music, but turn signal and chimes not work? Turning car off completely and back on, fixed it, only happened once. That I've never had, James, but I would just keep it in, if you've only had it happen once, then that's a good thing. Keep in mind, it only comes, audio for that, I believe, only comes out of the front left and right channel, so whatever is powering those. Probably not, but I just keep an eye on it. If it does it again, try to pay attention to the environment that it's happening on, because what you're going to want to do is give Ernie and the team a call there at AMP Tech Support and report back to them and see if they have any information for you on that. But once is a goof, twice is 3 times, yes, then you have an issue.
I have a 4-channel amplifier for components and 2-channel for subs. Where is it?
Yeah, you're good.
Do I need to run a pack for each, or can I
split it?
Yeah.
Then do 6. So, all right. Depends on your, yes, you can. You don't have to run a 6-channel. Depending on the 4-channel amp you have or the sub amp you have, you want to take a close look at that. Let me, hold on. What do we have over here? Probably nothing that has what I want. But we'll just use this as an example. So on some 4-channel amplifiers, they actually have 6 RCAs. This is a 5-channel amp, but work with me here, guys. So on some 4-channel amps, they'll have 6. And what they'll do is they'll have an output going off for a sub-amp. Now on some sub-amps, they'll have 4 RCAs and 1 as an output. So what you would do if you have the if you have a 4-channel amp with that output, is you would run your 4 RCAs into it and then the 1 off to the sub-amp. If you have a 2-channel amp that has 4 RCAs, you run like the front into, or the rear, probably the front, into the sub-amp and then out back to the 4-channel amp. So those are some ways that you can do that. Otherwise, you might want to check if the amplifier you're putting in, the amplifier you're putting in may have high level to low level already built into it. You might not even need an external high level to low level adapter. However, if you do, one 4-channel to power all of them will work.
Okay.
Okay, love the show as usual. Quick
hang on. Quick question.
Have you ever run into an issue when adding a subwoofer with an LOC 16 with Starlink and Harman Kardon? There are issues with that. Yes, we haven't had the pleasure of running into those issues, but yes, Starlink. More than likely, you're probably getting the fake ANC noise, I think, or the noise canceling. Just Google Starlink and Harman Kardon and that, and there's probably, I don't know if there's a bypass for it or not, but I think there is.
All right, 2010 Yukon Denali with the factory Bolt system, luxury amp system into the DM1200. Test phase on all speakers and all negative. System sounds great. Change to all positive, then the system sounds terrible.
What do you think?
What do you think?
Leave it all negative.
Yes.
Leave it all negative. Remember, polarity testing or phase testing, polarity is what we're talking about. Polarity testing, the whole purpose of it is to figure out what the speakers are doing. So, for example, a lot of the times when you're adding in, let's say, a set of tweeter or a set of components where you got a tweeter and a mid-range, a lot of the times the tweeters will be 180 degrees out of polarity with the mid-range.
From the factory.
From the factory, because of the 12 dB crossover point. They're trying to fix the distortion at the crossover point, or not the distortion, the dip at the crossover point. So they'll be 180 out of polarity with the mid-range. But back to the original point is what you're really just testing for is to make sure every speaker is doing what you want. So when you test the tweeters, let's say they test negative, and you test the mid-range and they test positive, they test the rear and they test positive. It's a set of components. You know the tweeter is just flipped by the manufacturer. You can leave them that way if you want. You can flip them. That's up to you. But what you're looking for is you don't want this driver's side here being positive and this driver's side here being negative, and let's say this one's negative and this one's negative, then you want to make this one negative. So you want to make sure that they all are doing the same thing, be it positive, be it negative, and that they're also doing what they're supposed to do. So if these are opposite of those, it's by design from the manufacturer, it's okay, but you don't want like this one positive and that one negative. You want them all to be doing the same thing. That's all you're checking for. So if, like in a Chrysler, they're always going to pop negative because Chryslers are negative. And it's okay. It's okay. It's fine. You just don't want one wrong, because one wrong, all it takes is one guy to screw up the party, and that's what happens.
Hey, Ricardo Rangel. Monster by Rangel. Hey, how you doing,
I
man?
tell you, everyone is bored tonight.
Oh, there's nothing to do, man. You gotta stay home and watch whatever you can get.
Everybody is bored tonight.
Yeah, no kidding.
Say that again. Monster by
Rangel.
So if any of you guys are in the speaking language that he did really well right there, head over to YouTube and check out his channel. He does some really, or just check him out on Instagram. You guys have met him on the show before. Really tall, same color.
Yeah,
They both have tans. Make me look white as hell.
The taller Mexican.
You could say that.
Good,
see, and there's
man.
Eckley.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
But check out his Instagram page. He does some really cool work.
That's
and
right.
he is a designer by trade, and it just happened to fall,
Mexico City.
unfortunately, into car stereo. It's like, in case you didn't want to make money. But no, check out his Facebook page.
Awesome.
Does awesome stuff.
Awesome work. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Just like Musicar, we were talking about
Tom Miller.
Musicar Tom Miller over there in Portland.
Yeah, like
Ooh.
insane jobs.
Yeah,
Yes. Long time no see you. What's up, James?
Yeah, just go to my Instagram and just follow everyone I follow, and then you'll be fine.
Okay. That works
I'm just
too.
saying.
All right, hang on
who was
now.
yelling at us? I saw
I
somebody
don't
was yelling at us.
know. It's a lot of people.
I know, it's okay. Go back to who was yelling at us.
All right, hang on. Where?
I don't know. There was somebody that was all caps. So that
all caps.
okay.
Right here.
Back when I started messing with audio, when I had
Second car, I was 16 years old. I had Pioneer 12-inch.
IMPP's free air.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
They told me to build a box as big as us will fit. Anything like this today sounded good. Okay.
So basically, it was an infinite baffle driver. So yes, there's still infinite baffle drivers. Most of them are in the marine world because, like, when you're doing marine work, an infinite baffle tends to work really well because you can just put them in the side of a boat, and as long as the front of the driver and the back of the driver never see each other, it will work. So yeah, I know Kicker has some. I think Rockford has some now too. But yeah, you just want to look for some infinite baffle.
Thank you, Richard. All right, what's a good 12 for a mini 750.1? I'm thinking 212, 2P3s.
We just did
one.
the T750.1 today in a Continental on 2P312s.
Awesome.
It was
a lot.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Cardio etc. in the house.
What's up?
What's going on?
Cardio etc. You remember Cardio etc?
Yeah.
No, but like that was James.
That was
from,
James.
New Zealand.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
that was the original. Yeah. Is this considered social spacing? I'm in Iowa.
What?
He's in Iowa. He's social. He's a joke, man. Come on.
All right.
Come on, man.
I gotta wake up.
Okay, hold on. Thank you so much. No problem. All right, hold on. Dean, any idea how to trigger on a front view camera using aftermarket parking sensor kit to watch obstacles in front of you when parking?
It's not a
no, because it would have.
I was
to be,
thinking the pack.
So like an RR2 gives you the ability to make a trigger for speed.
They give you four the prompts.
Well, it gives you. It would look at your VSS and realize how fast you're going, and then it would automatically pop up to the front thing. But if the sensors, okay. If the sensors are putting out a beeping noise to beep, 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 that trigger is going to a speaker. If it's putting out low voltage to trigger, you could use a low voltage trigger, something like a TR4 or TR12 that's programmable, to trigger a relay. But so there's no way though to trigger the radio to put on the front image. No, because it's the radio that's the problem. The radio doesn't have a triggered input. Okay, so that's the problem. It's the radio.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
What you'd have to do is put a. So you'd have to put a splitter on the backup camera, a reverse trigger for the radio, and have it trigger the reverse. So you'd have to go with like a video switcher, the
BS41.
No, 21.
BS21
from PAC. So TR12 to VS21. That would give you a dual switcher so that you could trigger it with two different things, and that would be how you'd have to do it. Okay, there you go. If you paid attention to that, that's what I came up with.
Javier, thank you so much, man.
Oh, did you put up a car stereo clip?
Link for this.
For those of you guys
here.
that don't know what this is, we'll take a quick minute and talk about Dean Fernando's Car Stereo Clips is a new YouTube channel that was created thanks to Derek in Vega. Came up with the idea of putting up clips from other videos, and I was like, we could do that. We should do that because we talk and answer so many questions, and it just gets lost. If you a lot of guys watch these as podcasts and all that other fun.
Some people, they don't have an hour to watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
So
what we're doing is we're breaking up your questions into little tiny bite-sized pieces and putting them there so that they're easily searchable. They have categories, playlists, very tiny, and it's just fun.
Yeah.
So obviously we're trying to build up the channel so that it can make it worthwhile. There's 80 some odd videos up there right now.
it's just
with
questions,
more
like
every
quick
day.
questions.
And tonight when I go home, I'll edit this show and then I'll edit that show. So it's a lot of fun.
So if you haven't subscribed, please go to the YouTube and subscribe.
Dean Fernando's Car Stereo Clips.
That's it. Boom.
Yeah. Let's get 1,000.
Boom.
All right.
Hey, what's up, Carlos? Carlos Benavides.
You guys don't have mandatory stay at home? Not yet.
Not yet. They thinking about
Voting for it.
They say on Thursday they're gonna have another meeting.
I like Marty. It can be done with a few parts. Yeah. Hey guys, is the
What's up,
kicker
Mike?
keylock made to be used with a DSP? Yes. So for those of you that don't know what he's talking about, kicker keylock is a new thing. If you guys aren't familiar with it, we did a first kind of like Jason. Really, come on. That's way too much.
I was like, boom.
Yeah.
The whole
so this is the kicker key lock, and it does a bunch of things. One of them in particular is de-equalization, but it's going to be a really cool high level to low level because it does de-equalization and it can do fixed bass roll off through a loudness circuit that it has. It also tells you if you're connected to, it has an RTA built into it with 3 lights right here to tell you if you're connected to the signal that you're trying to amplify. It is pretty much awesome. Anyways, the idea behind this is you're going to feed your inputs into this. It's just a 2-channel input. However, you can take an external summer and sum into this and then output to, the idea is to get it as flat as possible. And then once you've managed to do that, then you can take this off and go into an amplifier or a DSP and amplify it any way you want. It's quite magical how it works. And yes, we will have more videos showing you how it works. Right now, the only one we have up is the RTA because at the time when we shot it, we didn't have all the necessary sounds that it needs in the instruction manual. It has a cool QR code here on the front that you're going to be able to scan, and it'll take you off to the most current installation manual, which isn't up yet because the part isn't shipping yet. So we, of course, have the pre-release. Yay.
What's up, Mike from Iowa? All right. What kind of kit do I need to set up my Rockford Fosgate P312? Anything that's OFC. 100% copper. But if you go to the Rockford Fosgate website, you can buy that kit and they give you a 2-year warranty. So there you go. All right, I have, this is the long one.
That sounds like a good one, Phil. I like that one. All right, read me the long one. Here we go. Let me pay attention.
All right.
When did that kicker piece come out? It hasn't come out yet, Christian.
All right, pay attention.
All right, I'm paying attention. All right, hold on.
My accent is kind of weird.
Oh, God. Just read the question, man.
All right. Dean and Fernando, I watched some of you YouTube installs. I'm trying to decide between the LC7i and the LC8i. I have a 2017 Keyrock with both. The LC7i has Acubase and the LC7,
Okay.
yes.
Are we done? Is that what he's going to ask about? Is there another part? Okay, first off, all right. First, to answer that part of the question, neither. You need if you're doing that truck, you need the AP4 GM61.
Correct.
That's going to plug into the back of the radio and give you a preamp. You're definitely no reason for you to use an LC product. There's no reason in this world for you to use a high level to low level adapter in that vehicle if it has Bose. You have a Zen piece and you have the Amp Pro. Pick one, put that in. You're going to get your 6-channel preamps out of that, and that's what you want to use. Next part of the question.
All right, basically is that.
That was the whole part?
Signal from the Bose, yeah. I mean, because...
So, yeah, there's the big long question, what should I do to integrate into this, would have been an easier one to ask. The Amp Pro and the Zen products are both designed to integrate with the factory radio, get a full 20 to 20 signal out of them. They both have Tosh Link outputs, so you can go directly into a DSP if you want to, bypassing the need for RCAs. They both work phenomenally. You can do a search for APGM61. We have 2 videos, one non-Bose, one Bose, showing you how the piece works, and that's what you want to do in that car. If you're trying to do any form of high level to low level in that, just take a 2x4, smack your head right now, because it's going to suck, and it's going to sound terrible.
And if you're looking for like the AQ bass,
you don't need it. You don't need it because there's no bass roll off because you have a true 20 to 20 preamp section built into it.
No, so but just in case if you're looking for like, you know, the audio control, the epicenter, and all these amplifiers.
What accent?
That's it.
Moving on. Oklahoma in the house. Car stereo going strong. Toronto, eh? It's Canada. All right, roll it.
All right. Which platform do you have the CleanWire program?
Huh? The CleanWire Club is on the 12-volt CleanWire Club is
on Facebook, right here.
So for those of you, we'll go ahead and change the background. So boom, for those of you who haven't heard of this,
Jeff.
That didn't work.
Jeff Rush is here.
12-volt CleanWire Club. You can find that on Facebook. That is the new group that we formed to highlight the cool wiring that everyone does. Not just us, but everyone out there. So if you'd like to become a member, all you have to do is go on and say, I'd like to be a member. Fernando or I will go ahead and approve you, and then you can start posting pictures and asking questions about wiring. Now, this is the deal. We don't want any pictures of flush panels, LED lighting, none of that stuff. This is for wiring. If you did a really cool job on amplifier, before and after shot, great. If you did a cool before and after shot on a wiring harness, you got a cool wiring harness. If you built a computer and the wiring in it was just top notch, zip ties every inch like me, I don't care. That's cool. We want to see cool wiring.
Yep.
Everything else goes bye-bye. If you ask questions that don't have to do with wiring, goes bye-bye.
So if you put the picture, the mess that you had before, and then you put the after, it's cool. But I'd rather not have the mess and just the final product.
Yeah, we want to see pretty.
I wanna see the final product.
This isn't
I don't want to see the before
fails.
and after. So
12-volt clean wire. Just show me your clean wire, baby.
Just clean.
And then we can go
grab a rag, grab whatever, and clean it.
The purpose of the channel, the purpose of the group is 2 things. One, we know there's a ton of you guys out there that are quiet and don't get to show off stuff like that, which is clean wire. And 2, there's plenty of installers out there that just do clean wiring and don't get a place to put it because they're not doing cool flush panels. So we're hoping to, and then there's people that just like clean wire and wish they could find someone that did clean wire in their part of town. So if someone was to go on there and say, hey, I live in such and such area, is there anyone on here that does clean wiring? And then you could say, here's my work, and maybe get a job. Or maybe find an installer. So we're just trying to put people together here. That's all.
All right, Jonathan, say, with the Pack Amp Pro AP4 CH41 eliminates distortion from the factory head unit when setting the gain?
Setting the gains. Yes. Yeah. All right, Amp Pros. Apparently we need to talk about Amp Pros for a minute.
Hector, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
I don't have a Zen. I need to have Nav TV send us a Zen.
Yes, Robert Van Hoyt.
All right, so what we got here is we're going to talk about 2 different, real quick.
You okay?
Yep, we're gonna do some education here real quick. So hold your questions. All right, Amp Pro. This is a Toyota Amp Pro. This is APTY3. This works in the new Camrys, Corollas, something like that. JBL system. So for the Toyota system, it has to have a JBL. Now when we open this box, what we get is this cool thing right here, and you're saying, oh my gosh, it looks like a high level to low level adapter, right? It's not. Although it has 6 preamp outputs, and you notice this little knockout right here, this is for the optional Tosh Link because these came out before they decided they needed to put Tosh Links on everything. So we have this guy right here, all right, and then you'll notice this side. This is where it gets kind of weird. Now in the box is this big harness right here, okay? Now these are designed to go at the factory amplifier right now. This is the factory amplifier plug. This plugs into the amp. This is what the amplifier plugs into. This plugs into the data stream. This plugs into the Amp Pro. This plugs back into the amplifier. So basically what you have is a really big T-harness, and what it's doing is it's talking to the car. Now what happens in a Toyota, specifically, and most cars are the same way, is that the radio and the amplifier are both considered one piece. Even though they're two pieces, as far as the data bus is concerned, they're one piece. When you turn up the volume knob, you're not turning up the volume knob on the radio and the signal that goes to the amp. You're turning up the volume at the amplifier because they're talking over data. So you do this, it does it here, not here. Coming out of the radio is a full frequency, 20 to 20, unadulterated, unmolested, perfectly clean signal, just like an aftermarket radio. The problem is there's a bunch of stuff going on with that. So you have the sound from the audio coming in, you have turn signals, you have backup sensors, you have lane departure, and all these things feed into this and then end up at the amplifier, okay? Or into the radio and are all mixed in. And of course, the volume doesn't turn up and down. So what this does is this talks to all of that and says, because somewhere in the amplifier, there is a preamp section that is going off to feed that amplifier. Well, it talks to that, and it makes this the preamp section. So now what you get out of this is essentially what this does is this takes your factory radio and turns it into an aftermarket radio. So all the cool things why you buy an aftermarket radio, because you want that full frequency, you don't want to have bass roll off, you don't want to have factory EQ, you don't want it to do anything bad. And Amp Pro is designed to fix that. So is a Zen product from Nav TV. It does the same thing as this, just obviously a different manufacturer. Then you also have Maestro. So Maestro does it with this. This is a D. They also have the A. Amplifier replacement, digital replacement. So what this is designed to do, as long as with this also does it, is this is designed to talk to the factory radio, replace the amplifier. Now this is designed to work with a couple different things. One of them being the DSR1. So you can take these two, put this into a Dodge, and boom,
awesome.
You get all the cool stuff.
Yep.
Now, we keep talking about the APGM61. Looks just like this, just it plugs in at the factory amplifier or at the radio. Actually, it plugs in at the radio. Yeah, that one plugs in at the radio. Yeah, so that one plugs in at the radio. That's right. This is the harness behind the radio, not at the amplifier. I was thinking of...
No, it's on the
These plug in at the amplifier, or the radio. If the D plugs in at the radio, A plugs in at the amplifier. These plug in at the radio. Either way, the whole point is you don't need a high level to low level. You don't need anything. Just makes life so much easier.
Buy the right product.
This is the future, people. This is what we've been asking for. So we don't have to worry about bass roll off. We don't have to worry about ANC. We don't have to worry about de-equalization. We don't have to worry about any of that crap. It's just good sound done easy.
Just buy the right thing. Hey,
Unmolested. That's awesome.
How are you?
Stupid manufacturer.
Eddie is here.
Eddie.
What's up?
My favorite couple.
What's up, buddy?
Okay.
Okay, somebody say, how do you find the right wires if someone has cut the factory harness for the radio?
Okay, well,
yeah,
I have an answer for this.
Ooh,
first things first. Okay, first things first. What you're gonna need a digital multimeter. All right, get your digital multimeter out. Set it to continuity. The first wire you want to find is ground. Okay, so take one end of this, go to ground. Put the black one right in the ground, right? Because you're gonna need it there for a while, anyways. Take your red probe and probing. Now you're going to get a couple grounds that are going to go for continuity. One, you're going to get illumination that's going to go to ground, and you're going to accessory that goes to ground. So turn the car on while you're testing for ground. Find the one that gives you continuity. Chances are, okay, because accessory, and also turn on the headlights. Once you find the one wire that just gives you ground, boom, you're good. Now take your test probe, black one, attach it to that ground wire, turn the car back off, turn the lights back off, and test for constant 12 volts. You want to find those two first because those are the ones that are going to blow fuses and make things go bad. All right. So once you find constant 12 volts, now if you don't find constant 12 volts, immediately goes to the fuse box because it's blown. Replace fuses. Okay. Once you find yellow, which is constant 12 volts, hook those up. Hook up as you go, or tape or cap or whatever you want. Next, turn the car on. Find the ignition, okay? Cool. Then, find the illumination. There again, turn on and off lights, you'll find that, okay? Now, once you have those four wires figured out, it's time to move on to the speakers, okay? Turn it to ohm load. Pick one of the 8 wires or 10 wires or 20 wires you have left over and go there and keep going through them until you find one that goes beep and it says an ohm load, okay? Then test it. to see with either a tone generator or a battery or something, see if it makes noise, and find out which one it is. Preferably, at this point, I want some kind of polarity tester, either a 9-volt. I want to be able to see the speaker move. You could also pull the door panels off and see what color the wiring is at the speakers. That's another way to do it, because then it's a little bit trickier. Find your 8 speaker wires that way, and then from there you're going to have a couple leftover wires. Some of those might be data, some of those might be power amplified antenna. So if you plug it all in and you don't get any good FM reception, at that point you need to find out if powering up one of those wires, but don't power them up. Just usually you can just touch it with your finger. That's, you know, and it works. But you want to make sure they're not data. Data wires are typically twisted together. Sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't. But that's the easiest way to do it. Or do an internet search. There's a couple internet places that may have it. Bulldog Security may have it on there. But that's how, you know, we do it in the old days. Okay.
All
Go
right.
back to the past.
All right.
What brand do you run for your home audio system? Ooh.
What do you have?
I have Morel.
Oh,
I have Morel, Adcom, Onkyo. So I have Morel speakers. I have an Adcom amplifier for my center and rears. The rears are something I got from Marty. So there's some kind of stinger thing that they used to make back in the day. They used to make in-wall speakers. So like some 8-inch up in the ceiling. And then I have 2 Onkyo M504 amplifiers, one to power my left and right Morel cabinets, and then one to power my 2 Ryan Cobalt bandpass enclosures.
Where are the amplifiers? I've been into your house and I never seen
right below the speakers.
Really?
There's 2 big things that have meters on them. Usually when you come at Christmas time, they're sitting in front of
everything
them.
is in front of it.
Yeah, you can't see
I
them.
haven't seen that.
So where the TV sits, they're there, and then the Adcom is in a cabinet where you can't see
probably
it.
because the TV is too big. Now
the
everything
TV
is behind.
Way too big, you can't see shit. And then I have a Pioneer receiver that I absolutely hate.
Oh.
Can't freaking stand it. Hate it with a passion. It's got to go.
I got nothing because I have no money.
But that's what I got. So yeah, and it's all like 20-year-old shit.
There you go. Using the Ampro with the center channel pass through the chime. Pass for the chimes. Sorry.
Pass through the chimes. No, you're right.
Yeah.
No, the chime retains in whatever speaker it's in. So if you're using an Ampro and you have chimes in the left front doors, it'll left and right doors, or backup sensors that come here and here.
Mm-hmm.
All this, the whole idea behind the Amp Pro and all these things are the sounds stay where it's at. So if you have a lane departure and it's you know, this side or this side, it stays there. If it's supposed to be here, it's there. The only time when that is different is when you select 2-channel audio and you're using a Tosh Link, because Tosh Link doesn't have front and rear, it has left and right. So with the Tosh Link, if the sound or chime is on the left side, period, meaning if it's front or rear, it doesn't matter, it's just going to come out of the left side, both, because there's no front and rear anymore because you went Tosh Link. So that's one of the questions anytime we're going to do that is we ask, do you want to do Tosh Link? Yes. If so, understand that your backup sensors and your front sensors, it doesn't matter like which ones are on, they're both, it's just going to be left or right. But if your sound comes out of the center, it's the nice thing about the Amp Pro is that the Amp Pro keeps the factory amplifier in place. So when you're adding an Amp Pro, let's say you just want to upgrade your front end, you can just do that. When you're using the Zen, it depends on the application, and there again. But when you're using Maestro, the whole idea behind Maestro is you're pulling the factory amplifier, so there is no retaining the factory amplifier.
Does Ampro makes anything for the Audi with Bang & Olufsen system? No. Unfortunately, nobody has anything for that right now. It totally sucks because that system. I mean, that's a weird system. Some guys say it absolutely sucks. Other guys say it's the best factory system I've ever heard. They say it's one of the best factory systems.
Is the chime volume adjustable when using the DSR1 on a Dodge? Everything's adjustable.
All right, so I have this one. My sub thumbs when I shut it off.
Yeah, you get turn off pop.
Yes, just like that.
So the problem with turn off pop is a lot of the times turn off pop is the amplifier. It's not a DSP, it's not a radio, it's just the amplifier goes poof. It's powering down, it's just the way the amplifier is built. Pioneer amplifiers had turn on pop, turn off pop. Some amplifiers just have turn off pop. If it's annoying when you go click and it just pop and it drives you crazy, You can get something like a
TR12?
TR12 Pro, and you can program in a delay. And what the delay will do is just delay when that pop happens. So if you set it for like 20 seconds, it'll keep the amp on for 20 seconds, and hopefully you're in the house when it goes poof and shuts off.
You not hear it.
Yeah, you don't actually hear it. The other thing too you could try is, depending on, like, if it's, well, no, I guess it just depends how it's hooked up. It's hooked up to a factory stereo and it does it. Depends on how you're getting your remote turn on. That could also cause the problem. So, and there again, if it's a factory radio and you have it, if you're hooked up to some form of remote turn on in the car and you're turning it off, that could cause it. I would suggest switching to the 12 volt DC offset. If the amplifier isn't capable of it, you can pick up a TR4 and that will give it to you. That way when you turn off the car, it stays on until the audio system actually powers down, which could be causing the turn off, could be causing the thump in the first place, but either way, the thump is going to happen when you're not around.
What's up, Mike?
What's up, Mike?
Right. It says,
oh, the Berlinetta?
have you ever worked? Huh?
So, funny story about, so Art's talking about the Berlinetta. Yes, I have. And what's funny about that, Art, is I taught a class in California when I did the class in California, and I was asking, we were doing the it's basically a car stereo over time. I mean, old guys like me can talk about stuff like this with young kids, and the idea was talking about a lot of the things like how we install now as opposed to how we installed then. And one of the pictures that I have up that I show on the slideshow is of a Chevy Berlinetta Camaro with that stupid little radio that it had. And, of course, I asked the people, does anybody know what this is? And the one old guy in the room was like, yeah, it's a Chevy Berlinetta. And I was like, dude, come on. Old guys don't count. You can't talk.
Yeah.
So,
it looks like a spaceship.
No, it looks like a boombox sitting on top of a thing. You could swivel it back and forth. It's freaking hilarious.
That's pretty cool.
I hooked an EQ on a Pioneer double N. That'll give you pop.
Oh, yeah?
B&O, ooh, wow, my ear just popped. Oh, I can hear now. Does the term pro audio speaker refer to loudspeakers, not SQ? Yes. The easiest way to say that is yes. However, just because it's a pro audio speaker does not mean that you can't use it for SQ. I feel that a lot of people now have taken pro audio speakers and have been very vicious with them and taking them to the point to where they've been wrongly accused of a crime that they didn't initially set out to commit. For example, you could take a set of pro audio speakers, it still do a very nice SQ sound. There are some limitations to it depending on which ones you buy, but you can do it. It's just a matter of EQing it to the way it would be in reference to an SQ. So, for example, we just got done doing the Subaru, and he wanted all the loudspeakers because he wanted it loud. And we tuned it for that, but we also realized that no one can sit in the car for an extended period of time and listen to it like this and enjoy it. So we mellowed things out a little bit, we moved things around, and we changed...
EQ it.
We EQ'd it, not how we would normally EQ a car, but how we would EQ something that was loudspeakers. And we both got in it, and we were both like, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't tell him what I did. I just said, hey, man, sit in the car and take a listen. And he rolls down the window, and I don't know why I did this, because he literally just hold the buttons. He's like, wow, what did you do?
Yeah.
And it was like, I just, played with it a little bit and got it to because we put a DSR-1 in it because he knew that he wanted to be able to control it better than the 13-band EQ.
The only reason I feel that the Pro Audio can do what,
or got
a really good performance speaker is like that mid bass.
It does lack a lot of mid bass.
It's not gonna have it.
No, because it's not made to carry that. Because most of the time, the mid bass in the pro audio world is like a 10 or a 15.
Right, correct, and that's the reason I'm just
it's not a 6.5 or an 8-inch. The 8-inch is still considered a mid, and it's still putting out that 500 hertz and up frequency out of it. It never gets to, or that 300 hertz and up sound out of it. It never gets down to like the 120, the 80 hertz. They just don't do that.
Like Silvano said right there, he just pulled the trigger on and ordered the full color 3 ways. It's like, ooh, there you go. See?
Pew pew. It's a 22. You been watching TikTok? Have you heard this silly song?
Gabby watch it all the time.
Haley's driving me crazy with it because she kept playing. Everyone's doing this thing with this big head comes up, and they're like,
"Oh, if we shut down, probably I'm gonna make my account and start doing it." Yeah,
TikTok?
Oh yeah, no kidding.
I don't know how to use TikTok. I mean, I don't. What I'm saying is, I don't know how to use
TikTok. And
I don't know how to use
stuff.
TikTok to do anything that would be of interest.
Well, that would be
anything.
no interest.
And I just think watching me do silly stuff on TikTok wouldn't be that entertaining.
That would be awesome, dude.
Yeah, doing the normal Dean stuff that we don't record.
Yeah, just like those kind of things that you do.
Yeah. All the stuff that never makes it into the videos. What 5-channel amp would you recommend to power kicker KS components? Oh, scroll up. Let's go. Components and two-way speakers with a 10-inch sub, 600 watt RMS 2 ohm. I would do a kicker Q Class 1005. I mean, if I have my druthers, I'm doing that because it's got a DSP. It's an awesome amplifier. It's one of my personal favorites. It's sitting right behind me on the shelf right there. But if you got the money, I would go with that. TikTok is Chinese. Stay away.
That's bad, man. That's bad. That's bad. I was tossed between the top or the line Pioneer Series. Oh,
that's
you actually
not even a
made
toss, man.
the right decision. The three-way Focals, that was the right decision, man.
Open the window, throw that out, close the window, buy the Focal. Don't get me wrong, nothing against the Z Series.
No.
When you want a bright tweeter and you like to drive like this because it's not a sunny day, those are the ones that have.
Definitely.
I mean, it's impressive. What two cars? All right, what you two car systems like? Crap. Mine is factory with an Alpine DSP in it right now because that's as far as we got on mine. But if you'd like to know more about what Fernando has, check out the playlist on YouTube called Car Stereo Labs. The Car Stereo Lab is a whole playlist where we take his car, we have a lab set up in the back, and we move in and out different products that we can do testing on. So we use his car as which we're going to do mine at some point, we just haven't gotten that far. We use his car as a lab so that we can, like right now he has a DM810 in there with the Bluetooth dongle because he was asked by Audio Control to do their Spanish class in California. So just to get up to date and know how everything intricate in and out and touchy-feely and how everything works, he wanted to have it in his car to play with. That way if anybody raises their hand and asks a question, he'd be like, yes. So there you go.
Yeah, I mean, we're planning to do a lot of stuff with his car, my car, anything, but it's just no time, man.
So it says, we're going to get a 5-star shirt, and if I buy it, can you guys sign it? So unfortunately, what we do is we sell our shirts on Teespring. Teespring will print you the shirt and send it off to you, so we never actually see the shirt.
No.
So the signatures can't get on there. But what we should probably do is actually add like the signatures to the back.
Okay.
You know, like when they silk screen it on, they'll silk screen on the signatures. Yeah. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
All right, I like that one.
How do I like it? I like it. I still have it.
Did Jeff Smith ever answer how we can use high-res components when they work at frequencies beyond some DSPs? You know, it's funny you should ask that, Dan. No, he never did. And the question I asked was, how do we tune a car if our RTAs only go up to 20,000 hertz?
Right.
Because they're not going up to 40,000 hertz.
No.
So right now we actually have no, and they both. Everyone I said that, everyone in the room just looked at me like, "You're a dick."
Wow. You gotta go that way.
Because I asked the simple question. I said, "I love high res. We know it makes a difference. How do I tune it?" And they're like, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, all the RTAs I have go up to 20,000 hertz and stop." So when is somebody going to come out with an RTA that goes up to 40, 50, 60, 90,000 hertz so that I can actually see what's happening there? It's not like the sound isn't there, it just can't go any higher that we can look at it. DMRTA has a hard out at 20, and so does all the other ones we have, so I don't know. Is the mic even capable of picking up that stuff? I mean, you got to remember, just because you can't tune past that doesn't mean it's not there. So, like, it's still all there. It's just you're not doing anything with it. So, think of high-res audio like this. Okay, well, I'll try to get through this real quick. If every amplifier has been able to play past 20 to 20, you have to be able to do that, because if you made a hard out at 20, at 20,000 hertz, you would get distortion because the amplifier would be stopped playing. Now, amplifiers were capable of playing up higher, like some sub amps could play down to 5 hertz and up to 50,000, because as that sound is coming through, it's tapering down, it's getting quieter and getting quieter and getting quieter. And what you don't want is the sound to keep coming, just because, remember, just because we can't hear it doesn't mean it wasn't recorded there, and unless they put a filter in there to stop it, which they do in most compressed medias, they put the filter there because there's no reason, but back in the CD time and stuff like that and just other recordings. So what you don't want to happen is you don't want the sound to stop and come back. So if we move it farther out, then you can have more sound playing up into those frequencies, and it's farther away, so we don't hear that distortion anywhere around where our ears are playing at. Now, if you've ever had the opportunity to hear a high-res system or hear high-res music, you'll notice that there's something different about it. You won't be able to put your finger on it, but you'll be like, there's something going on here that's just not normal how I'm used to hearing things. And that's really the best way to describe high-res. And I strongly suggest hearing some, because it's not like, oh my God, it's like, there's something different. Yeah. And I just, you know,
can barely hear.
I don't know what it is, but there's something different happening here.
Yeah.
Using an oscilloscope.
Do you use the radio settings when tuning, or leave it flat? We flat the radio.
Yeah, I mean, if we're tuning the system, like if we're doing a DSP, we're not going to be using the. Okay, if you're tuning a DSP or external EQ, the radio needs to be flat. Okay, so when we're doing a DSP, you tune this speaker here, you tune this speaker here, you tune these speakers, you tune the subwoofer in with them, you do all these independent level controls, and you get it all mixed up, and you get it all sounding good to where it's like, there, and everything's doing what it needs to. What we'd like to use the radio for at that point is for what we call a global EQ. So you have independent EQs for all these other channels, and you've set this all up. However, let's say some music you're listening to is recorded not that well. Well, you want a little bit more treble. So you bump up the treble a little bit on your radio. And then when you have music that has a lot of treble, you turn it back down, or something that needs a little bit more bass or a little bit more mid-range. At that point, it's a global EQ, and it's applying that EQ curve to every speaker in the car. That's a nice thing to have, because not everything is going to sound good with just one EQ setting, and being able to go back and do a global equalization. That's why the DSR-1 has a 7-band basic EQ, because they knew that when they put global EQ, no one would have a clue what it is they were talking about. So they used basic and advanced, and I've ridiculed them going, that's dumb. And they're like, is it? Is it really? And I go,
is it really?
No, not really, because I know no one's going to understand what the hell we're talking about. So yeah, we'll call it basic. But the problem is that because they've called it basic, people don't want to use it, because no one's basic, right? We're all advanced users, right?
Yeah.
We're all advanced. No, use the basic EQ, because it's a global 7-band EQ that way you don't have to screw up your EQ curve. You can just go in and say, I wish I had a little bit more treble. Up the, a little treble there, a little mid there, and yay, everyone's happy.
Yeah. Actually, Jeff replied to Dan.
Did Dan? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that brings us to an hour. So make sure you head over to the Clean Wire Club there on Facebook. Become a member of that, because hey, it's always fun.
Correct.
And then head over to Facebook or YouTube and join Dean and Fernando's Car Stereo Clips. Click subscribe, because that's where all the cool clips are from questions like you guys asked tonight. It's a lot of fun. And also go to teespring.com/store/5star where you can pick up cool shirts like these. And of course, all the other ones that we've been wearing. We have new ones that we'll wear on Saturday that just came in, so I'm super excited about that.
Yeah.
DNF Tool Drawer is a place you can find all the cool tools that we use for our installation. Even though they all link to Amazon, and Amazon isn't shipping right now, you can build up a cool shopping cart of all the things you want, because hey, maybe your birthday is right around the corner, or maybe you get cool stuff for Easter in your Easter basket.
Yeah.
Hey honey, I really want that pair of crimpers for Easter. You think the Easter Bunny will bring it to me? Okay, so definitely do that. Patreon is a place you can go to support the show if you're one of those guys that likes to do that kind of thing.
Don't buy the EQ. Don't buy that EQ.
Don't buy what EQ?
I don't like the EQ. The 7, the Clarion.
Oh, the noisemaker?
Oof.
But dude, that is like the oldest EQ in the world, man. And you can get it from so many people now. If you want a really nice EQ like that, check out the Audio Control. Very clean, very expensive, very nice. They make an in-dash. They make a 4-band in-dash, I think. It's really awesome. Or a 3-band in-dash. All right, that's it. That's all we're pimping for tonight. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This one is in the books. If things go according to plan, we'll be back here Saturday.
Yeah.
But a good place you can find out what's going on with us is, of course, head over to Instagram, where you can do 5 minutes with 5-star, which usually is about a half hour to 45 minutes if I'm not doing anything.
Oh my God,
because
today.
I'll answer questions, and today I answered questions for like 45 minutes. So it was a lot of fun. Head over there. We do that sometime between 2 and 4 if we have time, and that's that. All right, guys, thanks so much. Be safe, be smart, stay home, watch YouTube videos, sit through the commercials, make everybody happy. Wash your hands constantly. My hands are so dry right now.
You're gonna cough like this.
You're gonna cough, just stay home.
Yeah.
Just cough in a bag, just paper bag.
Whatever. All right, guys, bye.
End the show, Fernando.